trust me. I'm gonna go back to the drawing board. Obviously, I didn't do enough to win, so I'm gonna make sure we do more than enough.
You call a heavy-handed fighter, but Jason, if you watch this fight, you will see a guy that's very slick, who's very confident, and this is the dynamic I think all of us did not take enough account into. Tank is from the DC Baltimore area, as is Lamont Roach. They have sparred together, they've had amateur bouts together, and when I spoke to Lamont, when there were rumors about this bout, he told me flat out, he goes, Steve.
There was a lot of people in boxing that were saying that this is a really tough fight. Like, Lamont Roach is a serious fighter. I said it might not be the biggest profile fight, but it's actually quite a tough fight. And Shakur said to me, like, even the day before, I'm telling you, he's going to have big trouble tomorrow night. And I just feel like hopefully this could be the little something that gives Gervonta a little wake-up call to take him back to the mindset of maybe where he was.
Trust me. I'm going to go back to the drawing board. Obviously, I didn't do enough to win, so I'm going to make sure we do more than enough. You call a heavy-handed fighter, but Jason, if you watch this fight, you will see a guy that's very slick, who's very confident, and this is a dynamic I think all of us did not take enough account into. Tank is from the DC Baltimore area, as is Lamont Roach. They have sparred together. They've had amateur bouts together. And when I spoke to Lamont when there were rumors about this bout, he told me flat out, he goes, Steve, there was a lot of people in boxing that were saying that this is a really tough fight. Like Lamont Roach is a serious fight. I said it might not be the biggest profile fight, it's actually quite a tough fight. And Shakur said to me, like even the day before, I'm telling you, he's going to have big trouble tomorrow night. And I just feel like hopefully this could be the little something that gives Gervonta a little wake-up call to take him back to the mindset of maybe where he was. The tension between Tank and Roach is only intensifying as the rematch between Gervonta Davis and Lamont Roach barrels toward August 16th. In recent weeks, the talk has moved beyond hype and into something darker, more personal. At their latest face-off ahead of their rematch, Davis stormed the stage and shoved Roach in front of media, promoters, and security. With talks of Tank trying to duck the rematch and Shakur Stevenson giving his final prediction, the entire division is packed with some action. Let's catch you up. The rumors is out sometime August, September. Are you currently in training camp right now? I actually leave out for camp next week. Next week? Yeah. How you feeling going into the rematch yet? Like a champ like I'm supposed to. I've been in the gym. I've been ready. Time to ramp it up, kick it in gear, and get right to work. I'm going to ask you a quick question about the fight. The first fight with Tank. What did you see in that fight that could help you propel into the next fight? I saw all I needed to see in that first fight. Their first meeting ended in controversy, but what has followed is nearly as dramatic as the fight itself. Gervonta Davis kept his WBA lightweight title after a majority draw, but many observers, including analysts and fans, felt Roach had done enough to win. The focal point was Davis taking a knee in round 9. He blamed it on hair grease dripping into his eyes. Roach, however, believes that moment revealed more than physical discomfort. It showed psychological cracks because, he was up and he worked with other coaches, so Yeah, but I do know what I do know how the fight will be different, the rematch with a different strategy. Yeah, I can't speak on it, but yeah, it's definitely going to be different. Way different. See, you're smiling and you're excited about it and you can tell that that's like a coaching thing. You know that a lot of the fans they tend to get this meet me in the middle of the ring and we'll see who leaves out of there. Roach has said plainly ahead of the rematch, calling Davis out not just to fight, but to stand his ground. Roach has been blunt in his messaging. He believes Davis has something to hide. When asked if Davis is afraid of him, Roach told TMZ Sports, I won't necessarily say he's scared of me as a man, but he's scared to get embarrassed. That's his problem. The implication is that Tank's fears aren't rooted in danger. They're rooted in shame. Davis and Roach too, how do you think this plays out the second time? Davis is supposed to step up and show the level that he's on, right? And I always say this about boxing. Boxing does itself a disservice by not promoting both sides. And you did a better job promoting Lamont Roach. People would have expected that fight to be what it ended up being. It was a good boxing match, right? And in a lot of ways entertaining for multiple reasons, but you know, I think if anything, we know that Lamont is on the Roach of Tank Davis. Now it's time for Tank to elevate. Since March, Roach has kept up the pressure publicly. He confirmed he signed the rematch contract long ago, suggesting Davis is the one dragging his feet. If you mean pushing. Roach wrote on social media. My contract already signed and set for the immediate rematch. Only reason we don't fight is 'cause you scared. In Davis's camp, things have been more controlled, but his silence hasn't slowed the speculation. That brief moment at the press event where he lashed out physically gave the public its first visible confirmation that the situation has truly become volatile. Tank Davis in his recent post is trying to let the world know he's going to be a completely different fighter. And as you see here, he's posting his black Nike boots. Now, technically, we usually say when you have Nike Air Force Ones, the black ones, that means some sort of bad energy. You gonna bring it? It's a thugging thing. And he's showing the Nike boots and saying it's time he's going underground, and Lamont Roach gotta. There's also been tension with governing bodies. At one point, the WBA reportedly considered temporary suspension due to Davis allegedly hesitating to honor the rematch clause. The idea that a world champion might avoid a rematch with someone he fought to a draw has only added to Roach's claims. Yet, despite the heat, the date is set. Las Vegas, August 16th. How you feeling going into the rematch, Shaq? Like a champ, like I'm supposed to. I've been in the gym. I've been ready. Time to ramp it up, kick it in gear, and get right to work. I'm going to ask you a quick question about the fight, the first fight with Tank. What did you see in that fight that could help you propel into the next fight? I saw all I needed to see in that first fight. Trust me. I'm going to go back to the drawing board. Obviously, you know, I didn't do enough to win, so I'm going to make sure we do more. Outside the ring, Roach is already planning what comes next. Boldly. After I beat Tank, I'm fighting the winner of Devin Haney and Brian Norman. There you go. I'm not going to say it again, Roach announced across his social channels. Y'all can clip it. Y'all can do whatever. That's what I'm doing. You heard it here first. It is a confident statement from a fighter many fans still view as an underdog. But Roach isn't worried about perception. He wants to control the narrative, and that includes who he fights after he deals with Davis. I think he's going to be like it's going to be a chess match. So, I think Tank going to come in. I think his footwork a little bit better than Roach. I think his movement stuff like that a little bit better. So, I think, you know, if he, you know, get Roach out of his rhythm, you know, kind of get him off balance, you know, Tank gonna get him out of there. Not saying Tank can't knock him out now. Don't get it twisted now, just because he didn't knock the dude out or whatever. No, don't think he can't. Like I said, I get Roach's prop, man. Nothing bad to say about the guy. You know, he did. Haney didn't take the comment seriously. In fact, he laughed it off publicly. According to people close to Haney's team, if he beats Norman, he'll be eyeing far bigger money fights, potentially a rematch with Ryan Garcia or a clash with Teofimo Lopez. Roach, while technically skilled and hard to outbox, doesn't command the same attention or appeal to mainstream fans. And at 135 pounds, his lack of knockout power makes him a hard sell for pay-per-view. Turki Alalshik, the influential Saudi sports official who's recently had a hand in matchmaking top-level boxing events, has not indicated any plans to involve Roach in a high-stakes 147 pounds bout. The reason why I say this fight needs to happen again because both fighters have something to prove. I just saw a tweet from Gervonta Davis saying that he was going to activate the rematch. Is it going to happen? I don't know. Would I like to see this fight happen? Yes, I would like to see it fight happen again because I think that the next fight is going to be a whole lot better and I think the next fight is going to end with somebody being on the canvas in my opinion. But I think that Lamont Roach, I want to give a shout out to Lamont Roach for putting up such a amazing performance. We never seen anyone stand there toe-to-toe with Gervonta St. Davis. Analysts have also raised concerns about Roach jumping 2 weight classes at 135. He's durable, but not known for punching power. Facing someone like Norman Jr., a bigger and more physical welterweight with serious knockout ability would be a stretch. Roach might have skill, but it's hard to see him taking the same kind of shots that Norman's past opponents like Jin Sasaki absorbed before going down. It's the kind of leap that usually ends in brutal mismatches, and fans aren't buying into that storyline, at least not yet. It didn't give me the win. And I have room. I definitely have room. I'm not going to lie. You believe you fought the best Gervonta, or do you think he got some more gears? 100% for a fact. I think he might have some more gears, but I fought the best Gervonta that night. I don't want people to get it miscred or whatever case. Maybe he's a hell of a fighter. Hell of IQ, great punching power. Good speed and really good boxing ability. A lot of people underrate that. Still, Roach has locked in his moment. He's back in the spotlight. He has Davis across from him and he has a chance to remove all doubt from what happened in March. That 9th round knee wasn't just controversial. It triggered a storm. Roach had landed a jab, nothing heavy, but Davis suddenly took a knee and turned toward his corner. He claimed it was because grease got in his eye.